Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for women's hockey for sure.
The puck drops here. Women's hockey takes center ice in the Maritimes.
Relax and play into the sandbox for people of all ages.
And coffee with construction. A new cafe encourages patrons to dig deep.
Light snow and rain crosses the Maritimes tonight, then a milder but gusty start to the weekend.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thanks for joining us. First at 5 tonight, games on. It is a power play weekend for women's hockey in the Maritimes, whether it's the U18 Women's World Championship in Cape Breton, the PWHL in Halifax, or chatter about the Olympic team roster. Fans have plenty to cheer about. CTV's Ryan McDonald is ringside, and he brings us more on the matchups and the momentum. Ryan.
Well, Maria, teams from all over the world are here at the rink in Membertou and at Sydney's Centre 200 just down the street today, where the puck officially drops tomorrow on the first games of the World Under-18 Women's Hockey Championship. And while the focus will largely be on the action on the ice this weekend here in Cape Breton, there will no doubt be plenty of chatter in the stands about the Canadian Women's Olympic Hockey Team and the Maritimers that have been named to it. It was picture time for Team Finland today in more ways than one, as they and their opponents from across the globe hit the ice for their first practices before going for under-18 gold here in Cape Breton.
We've got 4 games tomorrow, and the Canada-Swiss game, to my understanding, is already sold out or just about.
There is a buzz around town, and it would be difficult to find a hotel room.
Well, of course, this time of year is traditionally slow, but with the tournament in town, it's full.
Jana Hefford, one-on-one. Hefford scores!
4-time Olympic gold medalist and Hockey Hall of Famer Jana Hefford was in Halifax last month for the PWHL's first takeover tour stop in the Nova Scotia capital.
And it was incredible. There was, an energy and a buzz around the city that certainly was hard to miss.
This weekend, the PWHL is back at Scotiabank Centre with a game Sunday pitting Jill Saulnier's Boston Fleet against the Ottawa Charge.
To see all of the merch and the jerseys, clearly there are a lot of PWHL fans in Atlantic Canada.
Today, Canada announced its women's hockey roster for next month's Olympics. It includes Stellarton, Nova Scotia's Blair Turnbull, along with Troy Ryan and Corey Chevery on the coaching staff.
When I was with the national team, we didn't have anyone from the Maritimes. We had a couple players that went to university there, so they became the ones we known as the Maritimers, but they weren't folks that grew up there. And so now we're seeing that.
Back on the ice in Membertou, the girls competing here for the next week will no doubt serve as inspiration to the ones in the stands watching, all while working toward big goals of their own.
The hope for them is to play in the Olympics someday.
And the World Women's Under-18s here in Cape Breton, those games are being broadcast on TSN. So if you haven't already gotten your fix of international hockey on TV after the World Juniors, well, there's plenty more where that came from. Maria?
We all love that. Thank you, Ryan. CTV's Ryan McDonald for us in Membertou First Nation this evening. That actually brings us to tonight's web poll. We are asking, do you follow professional women's hockey? You've got 3 options. Yes, I follow it closely. Or I watch the highlights. And your final option, no, I don't follow it. Just go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. All right, let's head over to the anchor desk where Todd Battis is standing by with the headlines. Hi, Todd.
Hi there, Maria. There are more questions tonight about a makeshift unit at Fredericton's Chalmers Hospital. The unit, located in the ambulance bay, doesn't have running water, washrooms. It offers little privacy. CTV's Laura Brown speaks to those folks who believe patients deserve better. The latest stage of the ongoing Windsor Street Exchange project in Halifax is going to mean changes to some people's commute. The busiest route that leads from the north end of Halifax to the Exchange is being closed for the next 2 years. We'll take a look at why and what it's going to mean to drivers. Water troubles once again for the people of Alma on the Bay of Fundy, New Brunswick. The community has been dealing with shortages and boil water orders for years. But over the past few days, another problem has presented itself. This time, the municipality can't quite explain it. Maybe Derek Haggett can. He's there tonight. Kayla Mitchell is in the Weather Center, of course, with what was I think you call it a mild day, warm for this time of year, certainly, but perhaps mild is a better term.
Yeah, I mean, temperatures were above seasonable for this far into January, and in some cases by at least a couple of degrees. In other cases, temperatures held a little bit more on the chilly side, including around eastern areas of New Brunswick. Right now, it's -1 at Bathurst and Miramichi, and parts of Prince Edward Island, -1 at Summerside right now, and -2 at Charlottetown. Parts of the north and east of Nova Scotia with temperatures right now between -1 and +1. And then a little bit milder towards the southwest of New Brunswick and the southwest of Nova Scotia, where there are some temperatures between around 1 and 4 degrees. Taking a look at the winds around the region, they're out of the south. They're being sustained in most cases between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour, a little bit higher than that for some coastal areas. As an example, around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, where at the St. John Airport, it's a sustained wind near 26 with a gust up to 35 kilometers per hour. Over on radar and satellite, pretty cloudy day, more cloud cover moving in from the west, and a light mixture of snow and rain that'll be crossing the Maritimes tonight. Now, the most snow is going to be seen in northern areas of New Brunswick and maybe a few spots of Prince Edward Island. Locally, there could be some totals between 1 and 4 centimeters. It's not a lot of snow, but there is a risk of a little bit of patchy freezing rain along with it. Other areas of New Brunswick, including the south of the province and Nova Scotia, mostly expecting some lighter rain and some lighter showers tonight that could be as much as a few to several millimeters. This is off of a low pressure system that's making its way out of the Great Lakes region and up into areas of Quebec. In behind that, there's 3 weather systems. Colorado low, one out of Texas, one out of the prairies that are going to be coming together to bring us a wintry mix here in the Maritimes for the end of the weekend on Sunday. And we already have special weather statements issued, including one for New Brunswick calling for potential snowfall amounts 15 to 25 centimeters in the north of the province, 5 to 15 centimeters in the south, and then a mixture of some snow, ice pellets, freezing rain, and rain for parts of PEI and northern Nova Scotia. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So with inflation and food prices rising, more diners, pubs, and eateries right across the country are closing their doors. As CTV's Pat Foran reports, thousands are expected to go out of business this year.
When it comes to spending money in restaurants, more people say they're trying to watch their finances and eat at home.
Definitely, yeah. We have been watching how much we're spending on eating out at restaurants.
I will try to go to fewer restaurants this year, I think, just given the prices.
Prices has gone up a lot.
In the last couple of years, it's been extremely difficult for restaurants in general.
According to a study from Dalhousie University, last year in Canada, 7,000 restaurants closed and went out of business. The university is now projecting another 4,000 restaurants will shut their doors this year. Sylvain Charlebois says consumers are becoming more frugal with their food budgets.
If they do dine out, they'll dine in at home, order in, or get food delivered to avoid the tips, to avoid the expensive bottle of wine and things like that.
Along with rising food prices and inflation, Restaurants Canada also blames increasing costs for rent, insurance, and wages. The group says 41% of restaurants are operating at a loss or barely breaking even, but they're trying to keep their prices low because they know customers are watching their budgets.
There's an affordability challenge for Canadians right now. There's less discretionary spending. So less discretionary spending means pulling back on restaurant spending.
Last year, when there was a 2-month tax break on restaurant meals, prepared foods, snacks, and some alcoholic beverages, restaurants saw an increase in sales of 10%. Restaurant Canada says the tax break should be brought back and made permanent.
Let's remove GST off of food. Why are we taxing food? We just think that is a poor public policy.
Charlebois agrees.
I would say we need to eliminate all taxes on food, no matter where it's consumed.
Another reason restaurant sales are down is Canadians are drinking less, and alcohol sales are a profitable category for the hospitality industry. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Thank you, Pat. No doubt it's a tough industry. All right, taking a break here on CTV News at 5. Stay with us because coming up, we've got these stories.
I'm Avery McRae in St. George, where a little less than a week ago, a fire ravaged the community's food bank. But in the wake of the tragedy, the people in Eastern Charlotte have stepped up in a big way to replenish the stock. We'll give you the details, so keep it here on CTV News at 5.
Hi, my name's John. We're at Digger's Cafe in downtown Truro, and we're going to tell you all about the shop we're just about to open.
Welcome back. A New Brunswick community found themselves in a difficult spot to start the week after a fire destroyed the town's food bank. But as CTV's Avery McCrae shows us, in just a few days, the people of Eastern Charlotte came together to refill the shelves.
I'm good. That is a bit heavy. The door hasn't stopped turning to the basement of the St. George Masonic Lodge all week, with droves of people coming in one after another, dropping off pounds and pounds of food.
It's overwhelming, but not surprising.
On Sunday, a fire ravaged the St. Georgian area food bank, resulting in tens of thousands of dollars of lost stock. Food bank chair Tony Munn says it was enough food to sustain the roughly 400 people they support until the summer.
How many food items do you think we've gotten over the past week here? Food items? Whoa. I can tell you we have 9,000 pounds.
In just a few days, the food bank has gone from just a few cans of soup to full shelves in their new temporary setup. Munn says it's a testament to the people of Eastern Charlotte, who even after the giving season are still ready to help.
There's a need in our community. That's what all they feel. There's a need in our community and I need to help. And they do.
The donations have stretched from far beyond the county. Jason Mullins made the hour-long drive from Rothsay with 145 pounds of food that was raised by his U15 KV Warriors hockey team.
Very proud. I can't speak highly enough of the families that we have a part of the team and the way they came together. Very heartwarming.
Tomorrow, Hillary's Hope for Hunger, which hosts an annual food drive each year in April in honor of Hillary Hooper, who died by suicide in 2020, will host an early fundraiser given the circumstances in the community.
Hillary always was a supporter of the food bank. It's so well known after 5 years, and the community and the organizations and the businesses support us like 110%.
With 6 to 7 weeks of food now stocked up, there's no telling what impact this weekend could have on supporting the vulnerable people in Eastern Charlotte. Avery McCrae, CTV News, St. George, New Brunswick.
We say it every time. Public, people, communities, you are amazing.
So generous, yeah.
Yeah, we love to see it. We love to see it for sure. Love to see days like we had today, too.
Yeah, it was a pretty fair weather day across the Maritimes. A good deal of cloud cover in the region. Temperatures, though, milder for this time of the year. We're looking at some otters here enjoying a snack on the riverbanks in St. George. I'm going to have more on the forecast coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Kaylin Mitchell joins us once again. Kaylin, you've heard that saying before, if you don't like the weather, wait a few minutes.
Yes.
In the Maritimes, or wait a couple of days in our case, hey?
Yeah, we've got a couple situations coming up like that, including tonight for parts of the region. There's a lighter mixture of some snow and some rain that'll be making its way through. And then Sunday's weather, that is looking messier. We're looking out here at the wharfs near Alma in New Brunswick today. You can see cloudy sky there in the background as we take a look at our sunrise and sunset times from the provincial capitals. There they are, sun generally rising between 7:49, 8:06 a.m. and setting between 4:46 and 5:01 p.m. Now on our weather systems map, barometric pressure is tilted slightly towards the higher side. A little ridge of high pressure in place for today, though it wasn't giving us sunshine. Instead, there was still a fair amount of cloud cover spilling over from the west of us off the low pressure system that's making its way up from the Great Lakes and into areas of Quebec. We are catching a part of this weather system tonight. It's what's going to be bringing us this mixture of some snow and some rain. You can already see some light snow starting to show up on radar through areas of the north of New Brunswick. It's going to be the northern half of New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island to most likely see some snow. Cape Breton Highlands as well. But even there, the snowfall accumulations are expected to be limited into a range of around 1 to 4 centimeters. So there is a risk of a little bit patchy freezing rain with it, and that can always create slick spots. And the remainder of the Maritimes is some lighter rain, showers, some drizzle, and some fog tonight. And rainfall amounts that could amount to as much as a few to several millimeters. And this round of weather is pretty fast moving. So it's kind of in and out as we make our way through the nighttime hours. By the time we get into the start of the day on Saturday, we're down to just a chance of some isolated flurries in the north of New Brunswick and a chance of a few spotty showers around Prince Edward Island and the east of Nova Scotia. Those showers will be coming to an end in the morning hours. The afternoon, a mix of sun and cloud, but there is something you're going to be noticing on Saturday, and you'll notice it first thing in the morning, and that's the wind, because the wind is going to be increasing as we move through tonight into tomorrow. It's southerly now, but by the start of the day on Saturday, it'll it'll be out of the west. And some of the peak wind gusts are going to increase into a range of 40 to 60 kilometers per hour, with the possibility of some gusts as high as 60 to 80 on some exposed parts of the coastline around the Acadian Peninsula in New Brunswick, the north shore of Prince Edward Island, the Northumberland shoreline in Nova Scotia, and the northern coastal areas of Cape Breton, including areas right and around the Cabot Strait. Now, the winds will be diminishing in western parts of the Maritimes as we move into and through Saturday afternoon, and then diminishing for eastern parts of the region, including Prince Edward Island, eastern Nova Scotia, as we head into and through Saturday evening. And then we've got our next weather system arriving on Sunday. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for most of the Maritimes to be falling into a range around -2 to 2 degrees, a little bit milder in the southwestern corner of New Brunswick and the southwest of Nova Scotia. In some cases, the temperatures may actually rise a few degrees because of that southerly wind, and a little bit chillier up towards some northern areas of New Brunswick. Campbellton tonight with a low of around -3, and Bathurst down to -2. Here's a look at the high temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow, and you can see that for many parts of the Maritimes, it'll be around the mid to high single digits. After that, for Sunday, it's that more significant mix of snow, ice pellets, freezing rain, and rain moving into the Maritimes. Remember, special weather statements already in effect for the province of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, parts of the north of Nova Scotia, including Cumberland and Colchester counties and areas around the North Shore. In New Brunswick, for the northern half of the province, statements cautioning on potential snow, 15 to 25 centimeters, 5 to 15 centimeters in the south of that province, the potential for some very icy conditions around Prince Edward Island and parts of the north of Nova Scotia. So check it on your forecast at least a couple times on Saturday, especially any alerts issued. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is Raphael Legere from Bucktouche, New Brunswick. Raphael has sent us a drawing of enjoying a warm, sunny day at the beach, which is the exact opposite of the Sunday forecast. But if you'd like to send a weather watcher our way, they can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. This next story has a little bit of sand in it. You'll see what I mean. A new coffee shop in Truro encourages visitors to sip, stay, and play. CTV's Mike Lamb takes us to Digger's Cafe to see what's brewing.
Digger's Cafe is more than just a cafe. It's a place where people can come relax, enjoy coffee, treats, ice cream, relax and play into the sandbox for people of all ages. It instantly brought me back to being a child or a teenager when I was heavily involved with radio-controlled equipment in my father's electronics shop. So the toys are all radio controlled. You sit on the outside of the sandbox areas, and we're on 2 levels. Downstairs is sand pit we can use for private events, birthday parties. We have staff here that will align you to a certain vehicle for different age groups. There's crawlers, there's diggers, dump trucks, excavators, bulldozers, some heavy duty, some light duty. And then the idea is to enjoy the hour of playtime, escaping reality perhaps. It just reminded me of just how things were so simple and basic back then, and building the RCs and going out in a field or wherever and building racetracks. It was kind of a fun thing to do.
Welcome to Digger's Cafe, where the world slows down and your soul can play.
We're excited. We're really excited, all of us. The Red Knot Bakery is a partner, a roaster, making our own branded coffee, and we also have a relationship with a local creamery that's doing all our ice creams. Supporting local keeps the local economy running, and it gives the local consumers also a local experience. These kids are learning techniques, they're learning how to operate, they're learning some of the mechanics. It's almost a bit of robotics as well. Also play, it's kind of play therapy for all ages as well.
That looks like a lot of fun. I have a little kid and a big kid at home that will love that place. By the way, Digger's Cafe opens soon. Check their website for details and how to reserve a spot. Digger's Cafe in Truro. All right, taking a break. When we come back, we'll get the conversation started with this story.
Hi, I'm McConvey here at the Amera Oval in Halifax. Coming up on CTV News at 5, from a fierce rivalry to forbidden love. A new TV series is heating up screens, and it could create healthier conversations in hockey and break down barriers. I'll have more coming up.
Welcome back. Heated Rivalry is one of the hottest shows streaming right now. As CTV's Emma Convey shows us, the Canadian breakaway hit about a romance between two hockey rivals is entertaining the masses and sparking a conversation about representation in the sport.
Maddie Adams picked up hockey a few years ago. They say the new hit TV series Heated Rivalry is the first time they've really seen themselves represented on screen.
The main character is queer and autistic. We're seeing a world that's not commonly depicted on screen. In recent years, there's a lot more queer content, and that's magical, it's amazing. But a queer, autistic man in the world of hockey, it's a story that we haven't heard before.
The series is based on books by Nova Scotia author Rachel Reid and tells the story of rival hockey stars in a romance. It has skyrocketed in popularity. The queer hockey community says these stories are real.
Now everybody knows about us, like support us in that way, and I think it feels I think it could feel empowering if that kind of support translates to the ground, if that kind of support really materializes and it isn't a flash in a pan, it isn't about the flash of Hollywood.
Maddie says the storyline brought up a lot of emotions for them.
The show makes us imagine a world where gay men in hockey can be out and proud. And even if I'm not a gay man myself, the story is sort of universal in that for anyone who's come out in life, you know how challenging it can be, and you know how beautiful it can be.
Sackville Minor hockey coach Chris Fraser says they teach more than just the game.
The piece of the hockey is that it's a sport, it's for fun, it's a teaching tool, and I think this is just another opportunity for hockey to prove that, it's inclusive for everybody.
And that's what many hope the show is doing, while making Canada's game more inviting. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you so much, Emma, and thank you to everybody who took part in that story. I can't wait to watch a series. I'm almost embarrassed to admit that I'm not watching it yet, but I have a feeling I'll be binging it very soon.
Yeah, I haven't started either, but there's a lot of chatter in the newsroom about it, so I'm sure I'll be getting into it shortly as well. Speaking of getting into things shortly, we're getting into the weekend pretty quickly here. We've got a light mixture of snow and rain coming through tonight, some milder temperatures, windy conditions in the forecast for Saturday. But the more significant weather, that's lined up for the end of the weekend on Sunday, and I'm going to have updates on that coming up CTV News at 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6. I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. The national news is next. Good night.